Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Bando moe savadhana mate. Bando moe savadhana mate. Yahara prasade bhai e bhavatori ayayi. Krishna prapti hoye yahan hoye te. Krishna prapti hoye yahan hoye te. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitite Koriya Akya. Arana Kori Ho Asha. Arana kori ho mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttam Gati. Ye prasade pure sarva asha. Ye prasade pure sarva asha. चक्षुदान दिलो ये जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। दिव्य जन हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेमा भक्ति यहाँ होते अविद्या विनाशायते। वेदे गाय हर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु। लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवन हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया। सगु सुत्रिभुवन द्विपाद लैल शरण श्रीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावन। श्रीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावन। प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद। जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद। जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौरा हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Pranacharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Vartaman ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki, Tagora Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Hari Bol everyone, welcome to Sunday program. It's a sad Sunday program today. We learnt this morning that His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj actually left his body and went back to call up Vrindavan. So we, with the rest of ISKCON, are very devastated by this. We feel compassion for all of the disciples of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and we pray for their well-being. Maharaj will continue to obviously shine his mercy on them from the spiritual world, and we just prayers for the other Maharajas in ISKCON, like Jayapatak Maharaj, who also are not well. Pray that he recovers, and pray for all of the ISKCON leaders that they have good health and long life in the movement. So Hare Krishna. So we'll do the reading today from Srila Prabhupada Leela-amrita. Where are you going to sit? Wherever you want. Okay, we'll put a chair there.
I'm not. Okay. So Hare Krishna and everybody, welcome. I keep forgetting, but something strange happens during bank holidays. The regular devotees go somewhere else. But then the temple room still fills up with new guests, because they're gone out for the day or for the weekend. So it starts being quiet, but then it gets busy, almost as to normal. So this was unexpected news, because our focus has been so far on Jayapatak Swami, because he's always in and out of hospital. And we never paid much, attention to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami. But this was so out of the blue. And part of this program today will be remembering and glorifying a great Vaishnava. So we want to thank Srila Prabhupada for inspiring so many devotees around the world of all backgrounds to take up Krishna consciousness, and some in such a strong way that they helped Srila Prabhupada establish and then develop centers around the world. Fantastic centers, and we are all benefiting now. We go around the world, we visit these grand temples, and it's these dedicated souls who made Prabhupada's mission their mission. And they started from when there was nothing but empty plots of land, and they built these fantastic temples. So, Srila Prabhupada is founder acharya of ISKCON, so we'll continue to glorify him. In his solitary wanderings in Manhattan, Bhaktivedanta Swami made acquaintances with a number of local people. Now here is a very important anecdote which people can repeat in ISKCON all the time. This is very important. Please pay attention to this. There was Mr. Ruben, a Turkish Jew, who worked as a subway conductor. Mr. Ruben met Bhaktivedanta Swami on a park bench, and being a sociable fellow and a world traveler, sat and talked with the Indian holy man. Mr. Ruben is quoted as saying, he seemed to know that he would have temples filled up with devotees. He would look out and say, I am not a poor man, I am a rich man. Prabhupada came with just about $40 in his hand. Rupees, something very minimal. It's very little, it's very little. So he said, Prabhupada is saying, so Mr. Ruben is remembering Prabhupada saying, I'm not a poor man, I'm rich. There are temples and books, they are existing, they are there, but time is separating us from them. What a statement by Prabhupada. Time is separating us. He always mentioned we and spoke about the one who sent him, his spiritual master. He didn't know people at that time, but he said, I am never alone. He always looked like a lonely man to me. That's what made me think of him like a holy man. Elijah, who always went out alone. I don't believe he had any followers. At that time he didn't. On January 30th, the East Coast was hit by severe blizzards. 7 inches of snow fell on the city with winds up to 50 miles an hour. The city of New York offered warm rooms and meals for people living in tenements without heat. JFK Airport was closed, as were train lines and roadways into the city. For the second time within 8 days, a state of emergency was declared because of snow. As a lone individual, Bhaktivedanta Swami could not do anything about the snow emergency or about the international warfare he read about in the headlines. He saw these as mere symptoms of the age of Kali. Always there would be misery in the material world, but if he could bring Radha and Krishna to a building in New York, nothing was impossible for the Supreme Lord. Even in the midst of Kali Yuga, golden age could appear and people could get relief. If Americans could take to Krishna consciousness, the whole world would follow. Seeing through the eyes of the scriptures, Bhaktivedanta Swami pushed on through the blizzard and pursued the thin trail for support of his Krishna consciousness mission. Seeing him from a distance, a tiny figure walking Manhattan streets and avenues among many other tiny figures, a foreigner whose visa had almost run out, we come upon only the external appearance of Bhaktivedanta Swami. These days of struggle were real enough and very difficult, but his transcendental consciousness was always predominant. He was not living in Manhattan consciousness, but was absorbed in dependence upon Krishna. Just as when on the Jaladuta he had suffered his heart attacks, his reading of Chaitanya Charitamrita has supplied him the nectarine of life. He had already succeeded. Certainly he wanted to provide Radha Krishna a temple in New York, but his success was that he was remembering Krishna. Even in New York City in the winter of 1965-66, whether the world recognized him or not. Not a day went by when he did not work on Krishna's book, Srimad Bhagavatam. And not a day went by when he did not offer food to Krishna and speak on Krishna's philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, "For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me." And Krishna assures his pure devotees that my devotee will never be vanquished. There was never any doubt about this for Bhaktivedanta Swami. The only question was whether Americans would take notice of the pure devotee in their midst. At this point, it seemed that no one was going to take him seriously. Then there's another section. Shall I carry on? Yeah. Okay, one more section there. On February 15th, Bhaktivedanta Swami moved from Dr. Mishra's yoga studio to a room of his own 2 floors down, room 307, in the same building. According to Dr. Mishra, he moved so he could have his own place independent of the Mishra Yoga Society. If you remember the person, Mr. Agarwal, who was in charge of the Mishra Yoga Society, he was Mayavadi, was a Hatha Yogi, and he wanted impressing his philosophy on Prabhupada. Room 307, however, was never meant for use as a residence or ashram or lecture hall. It was only a small, narrow office without furniture or telephone. Its door held a large pane of frosted glass, the kind common in all offices. Above the door was a glass pane transform. Bhaktivedanta Swami placed his blankets on the floor before his metal footlocker, which now became a makeshift desk where he wrote. He slept on the floor. There were no facilities here for cooking or even for bathing. Jai Hare Krishna, welcome to your parents. Adiyan Prabhu. Hi. Anuragi, maybe you're not right next to the door because of the draft here. Maybe a little, yeah. Hi. Welcome to all of you. These are Dion's parents. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hi. So, I don't know how much Dion has explained to you, but we are the Hare Krishnas. We are famous all over the world. And the person we all thank for is someone we call as Srila Prabhupada. This is his deity form. And because of his efforts at the advanced age of almost 70, he left the shores of India and he traveled to America on a cargo ship. Spent a year struggling to establish a spiritual movement. So this is biography about Srila Prabhupada, and for this section of the program we are reading about him. So room 307, however, was never meant for use as a residence or ashram or lecture hall. It was only a small, narrow office without furniture or telephone. Its door held a large pane of frosted glass, the kind common in old offices. Above the door was a glass pane transom. Bhaktivedanta Swami placed his blankets on the floor before his metal footlocker, which now became a makeshift desk where he wrote. He slept on the floor. There were no facilities here for cooking or even for bathing, so daily he had to walk to Dr. Mishra's apartment. When Bhaktivedanta Swami had lived in room 501 at Dr. Mishra's yoga ashram, Dr. Mishra had financed his needs. But now he was on his own, and whatever he could raise by selling his books, he would have to use for his daily maintenance and for the monthly rent of $72. He noted that for little powdered chili, the West End Supermart charged 25 cents. 10 times what he would have paid in India. He had no guaranteed income. His expense had increased and his physical comforts had reduced. But at least he had his own place. Now he was free to preach as he liked. He had come to America to speak about Krishna, and even from the beginning he had found the opportunity to do so, whether at an informal get-together in the Agarwal's living room or before a formal gathering at the Butler Lions Club, Dr. Norman Brown's Sanskrit class, or Dr. Mishra's Yoga Society. But he did not attach much importance to lecturing, where the people who gathered would hear him only once. This was the main reason he wanted his own building in New York, so that people could come regularly, chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam in his company, and hear him speak from the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Moving out of the yoga studio into the small office downstairs gave Bhaktivedanta Swami what he was looking for, his own place. But not even euphemistically could that place be called a temple. His name was on the door. Anyone seeking him, they could find him. But who would come there? By its opulence and beauty, a temple was supposed to attract people to Krishna. But room 307 was just the opposite. It was bare poverty. Even a person interested in spiritual topics would find it uncomfortable to sit on the rugless floor of a room shaped like a narrow railroad car. One of Dr. Mishra's students had donated a reel-to-reel tape recorder, and Bhaktivedanta Swami recorded some of his solitary bhajans, which he sang to his own accompaniment of hand cymbals. He also recorded a long philosophical essay, Introduction to Gita Upanishad. Even if no one attends, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had told him, you can go on chanting to the four walls. But since he was now free to speak his message in the new situation, God had provided, he decided to lecture there 3 evenings a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, to whoever would come. His first audiences consisted mainly of people who had heard about him or met him at Dr. Mishra's yoga studio. And now, despite the poverty of his room, the meetings became a source of new life for him. Yeah, we stop now. Thank you for coming. So, within ISKCON, we have many wonderful leaders and gurus who are, some of them are the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, by his wonderful efforts, he made so many people turn towards Krishna, Hare Krishna. They so many turned to Krishna, and many of them became great leaders in different ways. Many became spiritual leaders and gurus, and also managers. And many of them helped Srila Prabhupada establish these big temples around the world, and then also develop them further. And His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami was one such person. His contribution was the Radha Patsati temple in New Delhi, and also to help with the Mumbai temple and Vrindavan temple, amongst others. These 3 main temples, he helped develop them. He himself became a spiritual master of many people. So today, these bhajan kirtans we'll do now are in honor of him, and we will hear other devotees speak about him also later on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this bhajan is typically sung when a great devotee or Vaishnav leaves. So this is sung in commemoration of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So please kindly follow. Jaya Nilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur
Janilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur
Pasibo
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama Rama, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jayo Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jayo Vaishnav Thakur.
Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
Shri Satchidananda Chand ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
So, warm welcome to everyone, bank holiday. And yesterday we had a great time at the city center. Devotees from Bhaktivedanta Manor came, and Then we joined them as well, and they're good at it. Straight away they had 3 book tables and gazebo up with Prabhupada's big picture saying chant Hare Krishna and all that. And I was thinking, oh, well, Coventry City Council is going to throw them out, because they've stopped us a few times when we've gone and done the procession. But it's all changed, There was a gazebo with a free Quran, and then there was some Christians, and there was one guy playing saxophone, and when we got there, he left. He was alone. We were loads of us. And yesterday was a Kadshi where we don't have any grains, so we have the alternative. So then we made some wraps for them, and these visitors, they said this is the best fast food they've had. Fast food. That's real fast food. So they were so happy. And then they came here, and they took the darshan of the deities, and the whole, exchange they had. They goes, this is a very family kind of, center where people sort of free to say whatever. So, and it was such a nice compliment. But, being bank holiday, people have gone in different directions. And there's a gathering in Birmingham where there's kirtans going on. So many people have rung me saying, look, I won't be able to come today. I said, that's okay. And so they'll be there. And plus, many people have this cold or flu, whatever you want to call it. This one is unusual. You get a bad back, and then you get a cold. And I thought it was the way I was sitting, But everybody said that. So illness has variety as well. And today we're very honored that Dion's parents have come. Please give him a big round of applause for coming. And he's a very dedicated soul, and serious about Krishna consciousness. And it is said that if your son becomes spiritual, then he can deliver the whole family. And so that's enjoined in the scriptures. And also Dr. Kanji has sponsored the Prashadam. It was your mother's parents' day. And then, is that your sister? Oh, Bobby. Okay, welcome. So they were here. I told them, please do come. And it's wonderful that we celebrate the appearance when we descend here. And today we are, it's called, can't call it celebration, but we observe in our honor and, Haribal, welcome. And the disappearance, somebody leaving, is called Tirubhav. Now you have to understand something. When saints come, their appearance is not celebrated so strongly, but the disappearance is, because it means they came in normal, but they left doing great works for the world. So that is celebrated because we become devotees because we want our goal to be better than what normal goals are. Prabhupada says if you don't become Krishna conscious, you're going to die like cats and dogs. So that is a goal. Everybody has to die. I mean, whether you believe in God or not, death is waiting. It's called Janam, Maran, Jara, Vyadi. So it is birth, death, old age, and disease. That's in the program, and nobody can escape it. I mean, you can do cosmetics and all that kind of thing, but inside you feel I'm not what I used to be. All that. We all feel it. But it's not a punishment. It's an asset. Because as you get older, the demands of the senses is less. Yeah, because you can't move that fast. I feel like that. Yesterday I was standing for 4 hours from 12 in the city center. Then I bent over to pick up symbols. My knees are stuck there. So I just went like that. I think, wait, it never happened before. But 4 hours, I think the muscles get tired or something. And then I went home and I sat down and zonked out, 1 hour, and didn't know what it was. I was thinking, enjoy it. Why do you want to be, different? You're this now, but you're still being spiritual. And that's the whole key. Doesn't matter what your age is, you enjoy glorifying the Lord and relating to Him. Because if you don't relate to Him, you're going to get very pessimistic and negative about it. Because, on Friday it was raining like anything, and I thought, Saturday, there's loads of devotees coming in the city center, so it's going to be wet. But look, Saturday surprised us. It was a nice and sunny day, and today was good as well. There were a few devotees who joined us. Later on, I really appreciate that. And because the anxieties for the managers is, would anybody turn up when you get a visiting devotees? And suddenly, if somebody locally, like today, there's few because they're going to Birmingham, you feel a little bit, oh my God, they're going to think, is this it, But I must say, thank you, you all came. And then the ladies got together and they started to do the dance in the city center. And it's amazing. When the blokes do it, people feel intimidated, like, what does this bloke want, dancing away, or, is he drunk or something? But when the ladies do it, suddenly the cameras come up, everybody, whether they're Christian, Muslim, Judah, I was just thinking, isn't it amazing? The ladies doing something is harmless. It's quite attractive. And the thing is, our ladies are very humble and gentle, and so when they were dancing, it brought smile on everybody's face, and they were videoing it. So I really appreciate that. I think we should go more often. I think we can do it now. And loads of people came and asked, where is your center? We didn't know where your center is. So this is called outreach. There's two ways of being devoted. One is selfish, that you don't outreach. You always in-reach only. It's all about me. How am I doing and whatever. Hari Bol. Outreach is whatever I'm going, like you said, let's share it. Ajay, I called him and said, can you come? He said, I'll come at 3 o'clock, and he did. And immediately he started to talk to people of the public like that, his recent experience, and he just owns up that he never read any books before, but now he is. If somebody talked to him, he never talked spiritual, but now he's feeling he's doing it, and he never used to do fasting before. He loved food. Now he's fasting. Same with you. You've been fasting and all that. And I'm finding when people realize somebody's making me do all this, but I don't know who it is, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'm in better control of myself. Otherwise, the senses are, let's see, so you go to restaurants, let's go watch movies, so you rush there. But when you are actually absorbed in spirituality within yourself, you're feeling stronger and growing, and there's a purpose in life suddenly. Otherwise, you're programmed to just, accumulate and everything, leave it behind. So it was lovely that, that you shared your experience, and people were listening, and that's amazing, young and old and all that. So it's wonderful. So what we'll do is we're going to do a kirtan. One more bhajan. And then, so Vidhu Prabhu will be giving class today. I asked him this morning if he can. But we will include glorification of the saints and also the purpose of life. Because we got some guests here, so they would like to hear what are we all about. So that'll be a nice introduction. Yeah, thank you. Jai. What's that? Oh, Gurumani is doing it. Hey, Gurumani. Shall we?
Oh, okay. Up to India.
Sundara bala saji dulala nachat Shri Hari kirtana mein
Sundara bala saji dulala nachat Shri Hari kirtan mein. Sundara bala Shachir Dulala Nachat Shri Hari Kirtan mein.
Bali Chandana Tilak Manohara Alak Shubhe Kapulana mein.
Bali
Chandan tilak manohar alaka shobhe kapolan mein.
Bali
सोवे कपोलन में
सुंदर बाला सचिर दुलाल नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में
कोई
कोई गाता है हरि गुण गान,
कोई गाते हैं राधा कृष्ण नाम, कोई गाते हैं हरि गुण गान,
कोई गाता है राधा कृष्ण नाम, कोई गाता है हरि गुण गान,
बजता हुए कोई रंगनों में,
मंगलतारा रसाला बाजता है कोई रंगन में,
बजता हुए कोई रंगनों में,
मंगलतारा रसाला बाजता है कोई रंगन में। Take it up. सुंदर बाला सचिर दुलाला नाचत श्री हरि की कीर्तन में, सुंदर बाला सचिर दुलाला नाचत श्री हरि की कीर्तन में, शोभे कपलन में, बाले चंदन तिलक मनोहर अलका शोभे कपलन में, दुलाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में,
सुंदर बाला सची दुलाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में,
सुंदर बाला सची दुलाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में। जय जय श्री राधेश्याम. Translation, yeah. Big round of applause, please. Thank you. Can you take it up? I'll read the translation. Right, this is all about Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya's mother's name was Shachimata. So this is the translation. This gorgeous boy is the darling child of Mother Shachi. Dancing in the kirtan of chanting Lord Hari's names, his forehead is adorned with drawings of sandalwood paste, and his enchanting locks of hair are shining in a splendorous fashion as they bounce upon his cheeks. Wow. His hair is wrapped in a top knot, and a garland of forest flowers sways upon his chest. Wearing brilliant yellow silken garments, he dances with ankle bells tinkling upon his feet. Sri Radha and Krishna have become joined in one body, and together they play a flute within the grove of Nidhuban. In this mood, the Lord of Vishvarup has come and manifested himself in the town of Nadia. Haribol. One more. Someone in the kirtan sings the names of Radha and Krishna. Someone else sings songs of Lord Hari's transcendental qualities. while others play the auspicious rhythms of the sweet and relishable mridanga drums by Nimai. All this takes place in that spectacular performance. That's a common round of applause for this lovely translation. What are we going to do now? Then the class can finish up earlier. Yeah. Just a quick introduction for those who might not know. On our altar is actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu. And Radha Krishna are over here, Radha and Krishna. They're small but very beautiful. And then on the other side is Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. So if you went to Bharat, in the middle that is Mayapur in Bengal. This Vrindavan is near Delhi. And that is in Orissa, Jagannath Puri. And if you go to Jagannath Puri, the deities, the same small deities, they're actually this big, each, 3 of them. And then we do the chariot festival, where we take them out. The people who take them out, they're really, really strong, you know. It's a whole ceremony in itself, you know. They have to roll the deity like that. And the kirtans and everything is about, I don't know, about 500,000 people in that road, the Grand Road. And so they bring the deity down from the temple, the steps and all that, and then they take it up the chariot. And they are exhausted, you can tell. They've never dropped the deity so far. They didn't. But you can tell in the beginning, you know, they look so strong, all of them. They're called pandas. And when they go right at the top, they're exhausted. So the Lordship is on their back. They're just standing like that, like, really? Let's gather. Oh, it's such a leela. And sometimes it can go up pretty quickly. Other times it takes a long time. And then pulling the chariot as well. The chariot is so big. We've been there. The ropes are this thick. I mean, you can't really hold it like that. And the people pulling it, but you're just touching it, but it's being pulled. And you think, who is pulling it? And sometimes it gets stuck, even in Lord Chaitanya's time. So Lord Chaitanya came 500 years ago. Krishna came 5,000 years ago. So like in the song Bhajan, it said that Radha and Krishna have combined and they've come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna is dark in color, Radharani is golden in color. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Gora, means golden color. So Krishna on the inside and Radharani on the outside. And so now we're going to do Jai Radha Madhav, and then we'll have a class after that. So here we go.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jayo Gopi Jannavalabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari
Jaya Gopi Jannavalabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari
Vrajanana Ranjan
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjan
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari
Jayo Radha
Madhava
Jayo Kunja Vihari
Jayo Gopi Janavallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari
Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari
Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjan
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Welcome. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Sabhi bolo. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Gauranita, 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 Jaya Gauranita. Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram,
Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev,
Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo,
Haribo, Haribo, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Shri Radha Madhava ki. Yes, so once again, put your hands up, please. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You don't have to go to the gym, you just hand up and down like that. It wakes you up a bit. So today our speaker is Vidya Prabhu, who is our temple president. And so I asked him this morning, I said, would you give a class? So the other day, somehow his finger got septic, and he says he doesn't know how it happened. And so he had to go to the minor injuries kind of thing. He went one day and they gave some medicine and it got worse. So he had to go again next day. So they punctured it and all that. And that made me think, look, he doesn't even realize how it happened, but the disease just came. And the curing also takes a little time like that. And Vidya Prabhu is well read, and he's interested in scriptures other than the regular ones we read as well. He does research. And it's always joy to see him because he always quotes the scriptures. And he has many observations, realizations personally. So if you have any questions, you can always ask him towards the end of the class for clarification and all that. I encourage questions. Otherwise, if you stay quiet, it means you've understood it all. But if I ask you a question, you won't be able to answer it. So sometimes it's nice to say, well, okay, but I didn't quite understand this, that, and the other. Prabhupada encouraged questions because it's jigyasa. Jigyasa means you're inquisitive, saying, is that correct what you said? Or I don't understand like that. So it actually makes the speaker also think deeper like that. So a warm welcome to Vidya Prabhu.
Hare
Please.
Krishna.
Jai, Hari Bol. Jai.
Hare Krishna. Welcome. Welcome back to also to Suraj and Dolly and I don't know. I hope you enjoyed your yatra. Welcome back. Thank you. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today's class is on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 26. But to give it some context, if you just went to, no, let's just do this, 26, and then I can go back to the previous verse. So please repeat after me. Anye tvevam ajananta. Anye tvevam ajananta. Anye tvevam ajananta. Shrutvan yebhya. Shrutvan yebhya. Upasate. Shrutvan yebhya upasate. Shrutvan yebhya upasate. Tepi chati taranti. Chati taranti. Eva. Eva. Tepi chati taranti. Eva. Tepi chati taranti eva. Mrityum. Mrityum. Shruti. Parayana. Parayana. Mrityum Shruti Parayana. Anye tvevam ajananta. Shrutvanebhya upasate. Tepi chati tarantyeva. Mrityum Shruti Parayana.
Anyetva evam ajanantaha. Shrutvanebhya upasate.
Shrutvanebhya upasate.
Tepi chati tarantyeva.
Tepi chati tarantyeva.
Mrityum Shruti Parayanaha.
Mrityu Shruti Parayana. Ladies side, anyone ever go ladies side? Okay. So we'll do the word for word. Anye, others. Tu, but. Evam, thus. Ajananta, without spiritual knowledge. Shrutva, by hearing. Anyebhya, from others. Upasate, begin to worship. They. Api, also. Cha, and. Atitaranti, transcend. Eva, certainly. Mrityum, the path of death. Shruti, Parayana, Sorry, I'm supposed to be doing the English also. Okay. Yeah. Incline to the process of death. To the process of hearing. Sorry, I'll get together. Okay. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. So please repeat after me. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. So before I read the purport, I'm just going to the translation of the previous verse to give this some context. So text 25. If you are able to, it's the translation. Yeah. Just a translation. Go straight to translation. There we go. Thank you. Some perceive the super soul within themselves through meditation, the Paramatma. Some perceive the super soul within themselves through meditation, dhyan. Others through the cultivation of knowledge, gyan, sankhya, gyan. And still others through working without fruitive desires, karma yoga. These are three classic processes. Okay? So now this verse is saying, again there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him. Shravanam, hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. No more janam yutri, yeah? No more janam mrityu. No more birth and death. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. This verse is particularly applicable to modern society, this day and age. Because in modern society there is practically no education in spiritual matters. Some of the people may appear to be atheistic or agnostic or philosophical, but actually there is no knowledge of philosophy. As for the common man, if he is a good soul, then there is a chance for advancement by hearing. This hearing process is very important. Lord Chaitanya, who preached Krishna consciousness in the modern world, gave great stress to hearing, because if the common man simply hears from authoritative sources, he can progress, especially according to Lord Chaitanya. He can progress, especially according to Lord Chaitanya, if he hears a transcendental vibration, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is stated, therefore, that all men should take advantage of hearing from realized souls and gradually become able to understand everything. The worship of the Supreme Lord will then undoubtedly take place. Lord Chaitanya has said that in this age no one needs to change his position, but one should give up the endeavor to understand the absolute truth by speculative reasoning. One should learn to become the servant of those who are in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. One should learn to become the servant of those who are in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. If one is fortunate enough to take shelter of a pure devotee, hear from him about the self-realization, and follow in his footsteps, one will be gradually elevated to the position of a pure devotee. In this verse particularly, the process of hearing is strongly recommended, and this is very appropriate. Although the common man is often not as capable as so-called philosophers, faithful hearing from an authoritative person will help one transcend this material existence and go back to Godhead, back to home. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So again the verse is saying, again there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about Him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanan Chanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Putle Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitaram Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended some 550 years ago to give the most precious thing he could give, love for Godhead, Krishna Prem. How did he do this? 6 of his prominent followers, we call them the 6 Goswamis, he instructed them. He instructed them. Go to Vrindavan. Find these places of Krishna's Leela. Very different Leelas. Find them. Research, do some research, study the scriptures, and write books. Write books. Goswamis did that very diligently. 6 Goswamis, Shat Goswami, they did that. And they produced such wonderful, very voluminous books. Very voluminous. Such wonderful books. But then the question came, how does this knowledge they written in this book form, how does it now get distributed to the rest of the world? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted this Krishna Prem, the Sankirtan woman, to go to every town and village in the world. How does this happen? So then, Nityananda Prabhu's Dharmapatni, Janava Devi, she was very highly respected. Nityananda Prabhu had already left, Janava Devi was behind, and she brought the Vaishnavas together. She brought them together. And then she instructed Jiva Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis. She instructed Jiva Goswami that these books, they now need to be distributed. The knowledge has to be distributed. Yes? It has been done. So, Jiva Goswami selected 3 amazing saints. Shyamananda Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya, and Narottam Das Thakur. Some of the songs we're singing, a lot of them are actually Narottam Das Thakur's songs. We started singing with Jai Anilo Premadana. At the end, you see Narottam Das' name is there. So many of the songs, at the end, you'll see Narottam Das Thakur. So these 3 saints were amazing. And they were sent. From Vrindavan, they went to the eastern side of Bharat, of India. They went to go out in different directions, start spreading this precious thing which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given, and then through the writings of the acharyas, the six Goswamis, is there collected. But now spread it, distribute it. Yeah? So that was the beginning of this wonderful movement. Then, many, many years later, Srila Prabhupada was sent by his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, go and preach this message in English. Prabhupada started translating these wonderful books. Then took an arduous journey to America at an advanced age of nearly 70. Nearly 70. To start a mission is like incomprehensible. Most of us, we can't comprehend it. We're thinking about, where will I retire? That's our thinking. Not start a mission, worldwide mission. Where will I retire? Where can I have some peace and quiet? But Prabhupada, 2 months journey on a cargo ship, not a passenger ship, a cargo ship. Suffered a couple of heart attacks. But Krishna reassured him by giving him darshan on the ship when he was suffering. And we're reading about that right now. We start reading Prabhupada biography. And the first year was simply a struggle. Prabhupada, first year was simply. And we just read today, the Prabhupada, one of the persons he would meet in the park, Prabhupada loved to walk. Yeah, he loved to walk and go to the park and just walk about, just discovering things. So he'd go to the park regularly. And one person was a Turkish Jewish person whose name was Mr. Rubin. And just today we read Mr. Rubin. And he was explaining that in the early days, this is like just maybe 2 or 3 months into his arrival in America. It's not long. So Prabhupada was, and he just moved. First, he went to a family which sponsored him. Then he went to New York, and he was staying in some Dr. Mishra's yoga place in an apartment. But this person was so much into yoga that he was trying to convince Prabhupada of the greatness of Hatha Yoga. And Prabhupada wasn't comfortable with that, but he was a guest. So later he moved from the 5th floor to the 3rd floor, but this was like not suitable for living. No bathroom, no kitchen, nothing. Just a room, nothing on the floor, no furniture. Do you know how Prabhupada slept? You know, he had this trunk, the metal trunk, in the old days, with not these fancy suitcases, he had metal trunks. That was his table. Then he spread something on the floor to sit, use the trunk as a table for his writing and reading, and then sleep on the floor. And then you go up to Dr. Mishra's place for bathroom, using bathroom. This is Prabhupada starting the Hare Krishna movement. Imagine, for a year this was going on. But Mr. Rubin said, when he met him in the park, Mr. Rubin said, he is an amazing personality. He told me he has many, many temples, many disciples all over the world. All over the world. But only time is separating us. What a statement. Can you imagine it? What a statement. I have all these things, all temples, farming communities, disciples, printing press. I have all these things. But only time is separating us. That's just his conviction. Prabhupada. This was a great soul, a great Mahatma, obeying his spiritual master's instruction. I went to America. After about a year, what did Prabhupada, when he was trying different ways of fulfilling his spiritual master's instructions, teaching Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking world. with some limited success. But eventually, he just, Tompkins Square Park. One of the parks in New York is Tompkins Square Park, and he just went there with a little not ridanga, a little drum thing he had, and he just sat there and started singing Mahamantra for hours, I think. And slowly, that chanting of Prabhupada attracted the attention of people around him. A lot of them hippie type people, right? And he drew them in, and then they started chanting also, and then they started dancing also. Haridasa, yesterday they were in town center, chanting and dancing. Prabhupada started this. And by his mercy, many, many, many people turned to Krishna. Yeah. Many, many people turned to Krishna. It did not say here. One should give up the endeavor to understand the absolute truth by speculative reasoning. This is so much nowadays. People are just speculating. One should learn to become the servant of those who are in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Become their servant. If one is fortunate enough to take shelter of a pure devotee, one will hear from him about self-realization and follow in his footsteps. One will be gradually elevated to the position of a pure devotee. Sachinanitai Chan Ki Jai. One will elevate to the position of a pure devotee yourself. Prabhupada did that. He went, we call it the Bowery, where he was staying in New York. It's like the lowest place you could go to in New York. The opposite would be, I don't know, Haight-Ashbury or something, I don't know what, the top end where all the rich people stay. Well, this is like the other end of the scale. This is, the word Patita Pavan means the most fallen, you raise them. From the most degraded position, you raise him to an elevated position, Patita Pavan. So he went to Bowery. And slowly, people turned to Srila Prabhupada, started listening to what he was saying, started to take up the practice of Krishna consciousness, and then they started taking initiation from Srila Prabhupada. Initiation. And many of these devotees became leaders, became knowledgeable, became leaders, became experts. And they eventually became gurus. They helped Prabhupada establish ISKCON around the world. Yeah, I just come back from Bharat. Dolly and Suraj have just come back, and Haridas family, they came back, and we visit many different temples. These ISKCON temples, I'm telling you, you go there, and I sometimes pinch myself thinking, my goodness, Prabhupada, thank you for these places. But Prabhupada was the inspiration behind these places. He was this spiritual vision behind these places, but it's his disciples who made them happen. His disciples took on the hard work of the construction, the building, the planning, the fighting with the authorities, the builders, the suppliers. They took it on board. In Mumbai, we even went through a struggle where land was promised, it would be sold to us, and then the owner went back on his word. There was a long legal battle to get that land, because the deposit was paid. He wanted to hold on to the deposit also. So, but it's these first devotees, disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Some of them became leaders, and then Prabhupada Like Jiva Goswami sent Shyamanand Prabhu, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, he said, now take the knowledge of this, of the six Goswamis, spread them, start the spreading, start the dissemination. Yeah, they went to the east. From Vrindavan, they went to the east. Prabhupada sent his disciples around the world. You go and preach in that country. You go and preach in that country. You go and start a center there. He sent three couples. Go to England. Start something there. Go to London. Now, we got Bhaktivedanta Manor, we got Soho Street, we got, this little temple, the other small temples around. Wales is now planning a big temple. Just like we are planning an extension of this temple. Prabhupada sent his disciples around to push forward this mission that which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted. So one such person was His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami. I think he's American Canadian.
Well, he's from New Delhi.
New Delhi.
But studying in Canada.
Canada. Yeah. Then he went. They took initiation, and then his area was Bharat, India, but primarily New Delhi. New Delhi has a wonderful temple called Radha Parthasarathi Temple. And then, but he also has a big hand in the development of the Mumbai temple in Juhu and the Vrindavan temple. He's active in many other places, but these are three big temples. Yesterday, we had the sad news that he's left us. He's left us, departed from this world. So we have to surrender to Krishna's plan, whatever his plan is. So he's departed. But the amazing thing is, such disciples of Srila Prabhupada, in their illness, they're serving the mission. In their illness. His Holiness had heart condition, and the last few years, well, quite a few years, I think, he was suffering from some health issues, but heart condition. And when he's speaking, he's very with breath, heavy, like he's pausing a lot and breathing. But they didn't give up on the mission. They didn't give up on the mission. This is how much they were inspired by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, this is how much they were inspired by Srila Prabhupada. So we call them great Vaishnavas. Due to their hard work, we are all enjoying these lovely facilities. And in his area of preaching, his temples are doing the most book distribution. So it's amazing, that the book distribution they do is amazing. Today we are reading Bhagavad Gita, one of the books, one of the primary books of the book distribution, written by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada took the Vedic knowledge written in Sanskrit language and put it in English form, so we can understand what is Krishna saying. We don't need to become Sanskrit scholars. Prabhupada has done the hard work and done the translation. Then he instructed his disciples, some of them who were of that frame of mind, you learn Sanskrit and help me with the translation work. Some of them become great Sanskrit scholars. And one of the instructions Prabhupada gave, wanted was the translation work should continue after Prabhupada left. after Prabhupada left, he said the translation work should continue. And they took it up. They took up the mission. So that's what struck me. These are the pioneering devotees. See how Prabhupada struggled for the first months in America, but he never lost faith in Krishna. In fact, Mr. Rubin was saying, he never, whenever you saw Prabhupada, you never felt he was alone. Even Prabhupada said, I'm never alone. You and I would have packed our bags in a few weeks and come back to our country. Prabhupada never left because he understood Paramatma is with him all the time. The super soul, the Lord as super soul, Paramatma in the heart, is with you all the time. We need that conviction. We can achieve great things. But if we just surrender to great Vaishnavas, we just surrender to them. And he says here, learn to become the servant of those who are in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada created such wonderful devotees. They have great knowledge, great faith, great dedication. If one is fortunate enough to shelter of a pure devotee, hear from him about self-realization and follow in his footsteps. Yeah? Follow in the footsteps of the acharyas. Follow in their footsteps. One will be gradually elevated to the position of a pure devotee. That's what we want. That's what you should all want. Prabhupada in his later years was also physically suffering with his health in his later years. And the disciples around him, a lot of them were like very heartbroken, sad to see Prabhupada like this. And Prabhupada told one of them, do you think this is not going to come to you? It's not going to, just like His Holiness, Gopal Krishna Goswami, he was, as I said, for many years been suffering with some illness, So all of us must desire to solve this problem. No more repeated birth and death. Because coming back, the cycle repeats. Cycle will repeat. But you should be determined, I don't want to come back. And that you do by studying these books, attending temples like this, hearing classes, approaching the devotees who've been here for us, who are more seasoned. Approach the devotees and ask them questions. If you have any questions, ask them. Yesterday, some Shri Sachinanantai Chan ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai. Yesterday, some public just walked in, and one of them at the end asked me. This was after everybody, after the evening program had finished. We were still finishing. So somebody just walked in, so I was speaking. One of them asked me, "Do you do meditation here?" Meditation. And I said, not in the sense you are talking about. We do bhakti yoga here. It's a different type of meditation. But I spoke a little while and encouraged him to come to the Sunday program. Because the previous verse is saying, remember there's some perceive the super soul within themselves through meditation, dhyan. That's what he was talking about. Others through the cultivation of knowledge, jnana. And still others through working with our fruitive desires, karma yoga. So now Krishna is talking about those who don't fit into those three categories, us. But if we don't know how to do those things, okay? So he says, just take shelter. Just take shelter of those who know me. Take their shelter. Hear what they are saying. Follow in their footsteps. Follow in their footsteps. And then gradually you yourself will become elevated also in your consciousness. Yeah. So we thank His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami very much for those 3 beautiful temples, New Delhi, Mumbai, and Vrindavan. I'm sure
New Delhi is 11.
11 now, yeah. But initially it's
Officially opened in Rohini 2 weeks ago or something.
yeah. Very good. Prabhupada's vision was big. He wanted in the city, because cities are huge. There should be big temples all around, circling the city, so everybody has access to a temple. Because to go from one side of a city to another side it's long journey. Around in London, he wanted, I don't know what number he mentioned. It's about 12 or 14 temples around London. Prabhupada. Vision was big because his mercy was big. He said people should not be deprived of this mercy. We should make as much effort as possible to spread this to everybody. Give them the opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead. But make sure you're determined in wanting that. You need to want that. I think a few weeks ago I had a class and I said 3 things. First, you must desire this. You need to first actually desire this. Then you pray for it, because on your own it's hard work. Pray for Lord's mercy, for the devotees' mercy. The devotees can help you. And the third, which I had forgotten, was you must then work at it. It's not automatic. You have to work at it. Just like at your work. If you want a higher position, you need to work at it. It won't be automatically given to you. So spiritually, desire something higher. Work at it. Okay, Hare Krishna. I'll finish now, and I'll invite others whom I want to speak a few words. I know Haridas Prabhu himself. For many years, he was serving Srila Prabhupada as a deputy JBC, in Prabhupada's mission as a deputy JBC. So he had many encounters with Maharaj. So maybe you can say something. Many of us also during Rath Yatra would see Maharaj at London Rath Yatra. He would be there, and we would have his darshan. And often we would also have an audience. Darshan means you're just you're seeing him. The audience means there is an exchange of words. So it's really nice. But please remind me, Harira, I need to say something important about this year's Rath Yatra in London. I need your feedback, important.
Okay, so Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he joined when he was very young. He was still graduating. And then Srila Prabhupada entrusted him to print books in Bharat. Because when he was in India, Prabhupada, not many people were interested because they're accustomed to sadhus and everything. But Prabhupada's strategy was, his Guru Maharaj said, go and preach in the West. So he said, if I make America spiritual, Hare Krishna, then the rest of the world would follow. That's exactly what happened. So when the Americans became the Hare Krishnas, and then the 3 couples came, what was his name? Who came here? Sundar? Shyam Sundar, he came here. He said, he went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, can I go to London and we can meet the Beatles? Because Beatles were big then. He said, if I can convince them, and then it'll be popular throughout the world. So Prabhupada says, yes, go ahead, So then Shyam Sundar came here, and he started to, they had long hair. At that time, they just came in, and they were doing the kirtan in the streets, and nobody was taking notice of them. So then they realized, let's shave up, like Prabhupada does. So then they shaved up, put the saffron clothes on. Suddenly, it attracted the media attention. And then he said he went to several gatherings where Beatles were, so they would finish or have a meeting or something. And when they were leaving, John Lennon looked at them, and then he just thought, oh, who are these? But George Harrison went and he saw them and goes, where have you been? I'm looking for you guys, Just because they shaved up, they stood out, you see. Otherwise, everybody had long hair. So Then they struck a friendship. And then he goes, oh yeah, why don't we have this track, Hare Krishna mantra? And so then the Hare Krishna mantra, which was great success throughout the world. So you can see that the disciples sort of were suggesting, because they knew what's in vogue, what's popular. And Prabhupada, they took Prabhupada to a concert by Grateful Dead. Grateful Dead are a band, they're really heavy, big one. Prabhupada didn't know who Grateful Dead is. So suddenly this band is playing so many speakers and everything. Then Srila Prabhupada was introduced, and Srila Prabhupada gave the message like he did. But the devotee was so excited. Look, Prabhupada was on the Grateful Dead concert. And when they were leaving next day, Srila Prabhupada didn't even talk about it. But the devotees wanted to, this was a great achievement that so many people were viewing that. So Srila Prabhupada, trusted them. He said, well, they'll take me to places and I'll talk about Krishna. And they took Srila Prabhupada in Australia to a university. And because they wanted to please Srila Prabhupada, they organized a Rolls Royce. So Srila Prabhupada doesn't say, get a Rolls for me. He, like Viduprabhu was saying, was sleeping on the floor and having trunk as a table. So they arranged a Rolls Royce. And Srila Prabhupada would talk about this materialistic society is no good, and be spiritual. Then students put their hand up saying, if materialistic society isn't good, why you are traveling in Rolls Royce? So Prabhupada said, actually, I'm representing the Supreme Lord. The representative should be traveling in a golden car, like that. But they were Australians, they're not going to take this. So then there was a bit of an uproar. And then when Srila Prabhupada left, said, look, don't take me in fancy cars and all that, because I'm here to give message, I'm not here for rides and all that. And so Srila Prabhupada allowed the disciples to make arrangements, but then he would direct them saying, look, people are misunderstanding what my mission is. But Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he went to India, in Bharat, and he started, took Srila Prabhupada's books, and then he went in the street, he arranged them and everything, and nobody bought them. So then when Prabhupada said, okay, so what's the news on the book distribution? He said, Prabhupada, nobody's interested. So Prabhupada looked at him, he goes, do you know you have to be enthusiastic to distribute books? It's not just the books, it's how you do it. So yesterday I could see in the city center, we had 3 tables and gazebo with Srila Prabhupada's picture and the Maha Mantra, and we were doing the kirtan, and there was hustle, bustle, and a bit of prasadam and all that. And people were curious, like, who are these guys? And we were approaching people and telling them about, this body. One person, big guy, Englishman, with a pram, he was looking on like, what's going on? I said, do you know who you are? He goes, yeah, Matthew. I goes, okay, Matthew, when you're sleeping, do you realize that you're Matthew or what? He goes, no, I don't have a clue. I goes, there you go, you're not Matthew then. Only when you're awake, you're Matthew, but when you're sleeping, you don't know your identity. And yet you wake up in the morning. He goes, interesting. He says, and then you watch dream. He goes, yes, I do. I remember some of the dream. He said, but when you're watching dreams, mind is a screen. That's where the dreams are happening. You are watching it. It's like watching television. You're not the television. You're watching the television. So you're not the body because you're asleep. Matthew is asleep. The mind is dreaming. Somebody's watching the dreams. And he remembers in the morning, I had a dream. I said, so do you realize your identity? There's the gross body, which is like a car. You just parked it at nighttime. At nighttime, the television shows some scenes, and then that switches off as well. Then who is talking in the morning when he gets up? He goes, that's solid, this is. Within 1 minute, I was able to tell him, what is your identity? Because we identify with our name and the body only. But when we are asleep, we don't know who we are. You could have cancer, you could be very ill. But when you're sleeping, you forget all that. In fact, when you're sleeping, you heal yourself. So then we don't know who we are. We actually, when we get up in the morning, we look in the mirror, we think that's who we are. So Prabhupada told him, be enthusiastic and give this message like self-realization, realize who you are. Now everybody's interested who they are. So then Gopal Krishna Maharaj, can you believe it? From that day onwards, he produced so many books. His temples were actually, his temples did the biggest scores for the last 12 or I think 15 years. So round of applause for all the temples in Delhi that he accepted Srila Prabhupada's instruction, be enthusiastic. Now, as he aged, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he would sit at the GBC meetings, because you watch all the big leaders there, and any questions were asked, and especially if you distribute books, there's loads of money, because money comes in and everything. And so they would always ask for reports, and you're supposed to give reports every year. And then somehow Maharaj had so much to do, then he'll be about a couple of years behind or something like that. And every time I say, Maharaj, do we have a report from you? Yeah, he'll come. And that's the thing, is so cool. He's not intimidated by it all, He said, he'll come, I'll do that. I'll send it like that. Very few words. And then when you hear the scores, his disciples done so many books there, and he's opened this temple, that temple, and all that. He used to go to Moscow as well. He had disciples in Russia and other places, Vancouver, and then also Punjab, because he was Punjabi, and Chandigarh, and initially he was married to a Western lady, yes, and then he took sannyas, and see, they sacrificed their life. And today, this morning, we heard he's left. He actually fell in the bath, just the injury. But in our language, you say bahana. This is just an excuse. His time was there, and the astrologer said these 3 days are dangerous. If he doesn't make it in beyond the 3 days, he's going to go. And he did leave this morning. So they're taking the body to Vrindavan, Krishna's land, and then they will, I think, do the ceremony over there. He'll be greatly missed. He was one of the Maharathis. He was really, really, really excellent. He's got many, many great disciples. And one of them is going to come near, I think, Rath Yatra. His name is Govind. He makes loads of videos and things like that. So he'll be missed. And then today, I'm glad we talked about him and realized that these great guns are actually slowly leaving. And who's going to be responsible next to take this mission? The next generation. And so it's incumbent on us that we train everyone, all the youngsters, that take the responsibility. And you can do what these great acharyas did. They were young when they joined. And look at them. They're leaving, and with temples and books and everything like that. So I think we'll close there. But I have a question for you, because you gave a class, because I was going to ask you a question. Sorry. Well, can't. You always challenge a speaker. That's how you find out whether it came from the heart or just the book. The thing is, the two verses you picked, so they said some people realize through the super soul through meditation, some through knowledge, and some through
Karma yoga.
Nishkam.
Fruitive action
without desiring the results. And then the next verse says that others who don't follow that path say that they are able to hear an authority and also succeed.
Yes.
So really there are four methods then. If you combine the two verses there, that's what I was interested in.
Okay.
So it's not just that you hear the authority. He just said those who are not able to do the first three, by just hearing about it, you can actually, achieve the results like that. So I just wanted people to think about it through meditation as well. You can realize, so I wouldn't scrap those, and knowledge as well. So, you should contemplate, and also don't be desirous of results all the time. Do your duty without sort of always thinking about profit like that. You should do all this. In addition, because you're not going to go very far with those paths, because we're no experts, please sit in the satsangs and hear from the authority of Bhagavad Gita and the realized souls. Then you will realize the Paramatma, the super soul, in here. Yesterday I was talking to one lady, she was just passing by, Western lady, and so I just said that, try to be good and whatever you do, because you've got to keep the message simple. And I said, when the world frustrates you, there's one person you can turn to every time. I said, look within you, there's a Supreme Lord waiting for you. She goes, oh, that's so beautiful. She never thought about it, the help is in here. I said, no, people are always looking outwards. They're always thinking, oh, can so-and-so help, can so-and-so. I said, do you know there's a universe inside you? I said, but you never realize that you can do much more than what you're doing. Oh, no, I'm still young. Anyway, so it's just a body, innit? And So then I told him, I said, please sit down and listen. You will find the answers in here. So why I just said the question was, the first verse is talking about the 3 ways of realizing this super soul. Then those who can't do that, please come and listen in the temple and realize soul, and you will be able to achieve the results of going Bhav Sagar, and then cross the Bhav Sagar. Very, very important. Because, reading the verses, you have to really pick that Krishna or Bhagavatam wouldn't state one of the options, and he gives preference to another option. He doesn't negate what he's just said. It's important. I don't know whether you got what I said, that whatever in the shlokas, the verses said there, it has value. And then Krishna's opinion is, this is preferred, this is easy in this Kali Yuga like that. And I just wondered, I don't know whether you agree with that. And
Yes, yeah. There is a general breakdown, classification, and we said the 3 parts, but it doesn't mean there's only 3 parts. There is hope for the rest of us also.
Yeah. Because I think there are some people who meditate here, yeah? I think you do a little bit meditation. There is Pooja there, she does meditation. Yeah, you do a little bit like that. And I didn't do it for a long time. I used to naturally do it. And then I got busy reading and everything. And then I started to do meditation again. It takes an hour or so. And then I'll start chanting my rounds. And I realized the benefit. From within me, there was many, many solid realizations, of what I've read. It just starts to crystallize in here. And you realize, yeah, what am I afraid about? I am actually associating with the truth, that I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm a spirit soul, and I never die. So what am I worried about dying for? And nobody else dies either. They just go to another place. We worry about death because we don't understand it. We just go, oh my God, what happened? Nobody ever died, not even an ant. The body dies, but the ant just goes into another form. Then goes to 8,400,000 species. Now, I contemplate on that, and it brings me back to solidity. Otherwise, I start to think, oh my God, so-and-so has passed away. Or maybe it could be so-and-so next when somebody's not well, so maybe they'll pass away. But what will happen to me? We are dealing with our parents and everything, and you're thinking, where would they go? Then you realize, no, look, they'll just go somewhere else. Nobody dies, just the body dies. Now, you think you've understood it, but when somebody gives the news, so-and-so is ill, suddenly you think, so what should we do about them? They shouldn't die, they should stay with us. All the disciples of Gopal Krishna Maharaj were doing that. They're sending around, well, can you pray for him? Can you pray for him? And we thought we just fell in the bath. What can happen? Next minute, it's serious. Could you pray for him? So we pray. We think, well, he just fell in the bath. Next, you realize he's gone. And then you're thinking, oh my God, it was a simple act. And yet, His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj has gone through so many operations, and the disciples prayed and recovered and come out. Just to fall in the bathroom and Maharaj goes. So I realized when your time comes, doesn't matter what you do, the time is there. But realize nobody ever dies. So please repeat after me. Nobody ever dies.
Nobody ever dies.
The body dies.
Body dies.
So that should make you feel strong, saying, I should really act on the level of the Atma, my soul. And that never dies. So I told this lady, she said that, okay, we'll never die. I said, so you've got all the time in the world. What are you going to do? If you never die, what are you going to do? What is going to be your activity? Because you can't then form a relationship with temporariness, because it keeps going, Then you associate with someone who's also eternal, and that is the Supreme Lord. So in every day, hey, happy birthday. Hey. So I said to her, because you're eternal, then why don't you start a relationship with someone else who is eternal? And that is the Supreme Lord. Start from today. And you realize when you're out of the body, you can turn to him because he's eternal, he's not temporary. And she liked that, and immediately she bought the Bhagavad Gita. And that was just in 5 minutes, So how are we able to do it? if you sit down and think about the truth over and over again, saying, and then all you're doing is sharing it with someone. You're not telling them anything. You're not spiritual master. Just sharing, say, this is what I do. And you were sharing your, and then this little girl also bought the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, sir.
Just now Prabhuji was telling about people approaching George Harrison, and
he mentioned that. Okay.
Yeah, it made the movement spread like fire, actually, because of George Harrison. But is there anything done like that in these days? Say somebody approaches Ambani or Rajinikanth or something like that, so that it's a lot of boost.
The problem is in those days they were genuinely seeking something different, something transcendental. Like the George Harrison Beatles, the hippies, they were looking for something transcendental. They even had this movement called TM, Transcendental Meditation. In this day and age, we find such people is difficult.
A few months before, Narendra Modi promoted it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's one important about Gopal Krishna Maharaj. He printed a huge, big-sized Bhagavad Gita. Really big. I don't know what the word.
The height of this room. Maybe.
This book there.
Yeah.
Narendra Modi went there and he actually inaugurated it. He opened the Bhagavad Gita at the temple and he really appreciated ISKCON, saying, ISKCON has gone around and distributed the books throughout the world and I appreciate it. So a round of applause for ISKCON for that. And the size was huge. And you might say, well, who's going to read it? It's not that. We spend our money in saying, this is not going to vanish. This is huge. Its value is huge. And if you go to Kurukshetra, you can get one for 10 rupees, a small one. You can put it in your little purse. I've got that as well. And then this one is so huge like that. And Narendra Modi appreciated Prabhupada, Gaudiya Vaishnavas and everything like that, because Narendra Modi, although he's a politician, but he's a saintly politician. He is a religious person. And what he's done, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj, one another acharya, he passed away during COVID. And he was in Miami. And that time travel was refused. Nobody could travel because then the virus would spread. Guess what? Gopal Krishna Maharaj went to Narendra Modi. He says, can you make special arrangement? Bring Bhakti Charu Maharaj to Bharat. And Narendra Modi did. He arranged it. And he broke all the rules. He brought Bhakti Charu Maharaj to the thing like that. And so you can't say that you should make friends with politicians and things like that. Please make friends with everybody. They're all human beings. It's their occupation, which is politicians, medical, or whatever. But we're all human beings. I mean, even living entities, ants and whatever, they're living. Please, let's appreciate. That's why we're vegetarian. Many people sort of argue. I mean, I remember when I became vegetarian, I used to eat meat. And I read 3 pages of the introduction and I just gave it up. And my mother said, oh, you'll go weak, eat something. Because I don't think so. Then I read it afterwards. Prabhupada said, if you want to become purified, don't eat meat. I read it afterwards. I thought, I just gave it up, just reading a few pages. And then I used to talk to people, and people, of course, they love their meat. And then say, why vegetarianism? The Lord has given animals so we can eat and all the arguments. So I said, okay, look at it this way. If there's a table there, I put apple there, and then I put a chicken leg there, and after 2 weeks, I'll come back. You also come back. Which one would you eat? He goes, the apple. I goes, why not the chicken leg? He said, well, it'll go rotten. I said, well, what does it do in your stomach? It does the same thing with all the acid and everything. It's rotten. But the apple is fresh. He said, but then you're killing an apple. I said, no, you're helping the apple tree. The apple has got seeds in it. And when you eat it, and as you're walking, and the Indian habit, throw the rubbish. An apple tree comes up. I said, if you throw a chicken leg like that, nothing puck is going to come out. No Kentucky Fried Chicken is coming out of that leg. That's going to go even rotten. I used to win arguments with that one. And then I heard the same from someone else, because I was the one who thought about that example about an apple and a chicken leg like that. And then talking about God, like, is there one God? Who made the apple? I wrote a drama. And in there, there's interfaith going on. And they're arguing. Today, the Muslims said, it's our turn to pray, together. And the Hindu says, no, you did it the other day, it's my turn. And the Christians said, no, I want to do the prayer and all that kind of thing. So a boy comes in, and he goes, So why are you arguing? And they said, well, it's our turn to pray and all that. So he takes the apple out of the pocket and he goes, so which God made this apple? So Islam says, of course Allah did. And the Christian goes, Jehovah did. And the other one says, Bhagwan did. He said, the Vaheguru did. He said, looks like it's one apple and 4 gods made it. Unless it's one God who made it and he's known by different names. I wrote a drama like that and the interfaith people loved it. So I'm just saying this knowledge can be passed through examples and all that. And Srila Prabhupada gave us many, many examples like that. So anyway, it's getting late like that, but I want to say Gopal Krishna Maharaj, well, just like you and I, honestly, but he took the mission, the instruction, and he just lived his life like that, and he succeeded. And so he's leaving a lovely heritage to his disciples to further the mission. Similarly, please don't think that you can't do it. You can really, really do it. Yesterday when the mothers came to the city center, they were just sitting there and Pujari, they were singing away. The men were there, we were dancing like that. So we thought, we're doing a great job. And then suddenly I think somebody says, oh, why don't the ladies dance? So then when the ladies danced, did you notice all the cameras came up? Everybody, they all appreciated the ladies' involvement. I would like you to applaud our Shakti, the ladies who really cooked the prasad and then attracted everyone like that, because everybody can play the role. The smile, the joy, Coventry City Centre, I don't like it. Shops are shutting and everything like that. I went the day before, I'm thinking, what's happening to the shops? But I don't know, for some reason on Saturday, it really was great. So I asked the visiting devotees, I said, so what do you think of Coventry? Because it's great. We were able to, set up many tables and do the Harinam and everything. I said, you know what? You're giving me confidence. Coventry is all right. So everybody say, Coventry is? All right. If you can stand up now, we'll do Aarti. Thank you. So a round of applause for Vidhu Prabhu for the class. Thank you.
How's the mother? Is she better?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
A little better. How are you? Satish Singh. How's Jayrade? How's Jayrade? Yeah. Sorry I didn't ask last week, but we need people to come. Let's come.
Too short, isn't it? That'll be a long one.
हरी हरी हरि बोल जय सचिनंदन जय नीताई चांद सचिनंदन जय नीताई चांद जय सचिनंदन जय नीताई चांद सचिनंदन जय नीताई चांद जय जय गौरा चांदे आरती का शोभा जानवी तट बने जगमन लोभा দক্ষিণে নিতাই চাঁদ, বামে গদাধর। নিকটে অদ্বৈত শ্রেণী বাস ছত্রধর। বসে আছে গৌরাচাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসনে। আরতি করেন ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগণে। নর আদি করি চামর ঢোলায়। সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায়। শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে বাজে করতাল। আর মধুর মৃদঙ্গ বাজে পরম রসাল। কিবা মধুর 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 বাজে, বলো বলো, মধুর 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 বাজে। গৌরাঙ্গেরা রতি মাঝে মধুর 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 বাজে। ও শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর 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 বাজে। ও মধুর 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 বাজে। শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর 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 বাজে। নিতাই গৌরা হরি বল, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Bahu koti chandra jinish badana ujvala. Galadeshe banamala kare jhalamala. Bolo bolo bolo. Shiva Sukhanarada Preme Gada Gada. আর ভকতি বিনোদ দেখে গোরার সম্পদ। ভকতি বিনোদ দেখে গোরার সম্পদ। ইবা জয় জয় গোরা চাঁদের আরতি কশোভা। জাহ্নবী তটবনে জগমন লোভা। জগ জন মন লোভা। গৌরাঙ্গের আরতি শোভা জগ জন মন লোভা। ও জগ জন মন লোভা। গৌরাঙ্গের আরতি শোভা জগ জন মন লোভা। নিতাই গৌরা হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, নিতাই গৌরা হরি বল। নিতাই গৌরা হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল। নমঃ বিষ্ণুপাদায় কৃষ্ণপ্রেষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামীতি নামিনে। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। बोलो बोलो बोलो, everybody sing. Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. सब बोले साई गौर फेवनंदे हरि बोल। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जोर से बोलिए Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Shama Sundara, Pyare Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jaya Shama Sundara, Pyare Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Sham Sundaro, Pyare Jagannath.
জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা জয় মহারানী জয় সুভদ্রা
জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা জয় মহারানী জয় সুভদ্রা
জয় সচ্চিদানন্দ গৌর হরে विष्णु प्रिया प्राणधन नदिया बिहारी
जय सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरे विष्णु प्रिया प्राणधन नदिया बिहारी
जय निताय चांद जय निताय चांद जय निताय चांद एक चक्रधार
जय निताय चांद जय निताय चांद जय निताय चांद एक चक्रधार
निमानि थाय निमानि थाय निमानि थाय निमानि थाय
निमानि ताय निमानि ताय निमानि ताय जय निमानि ताय
ओ गौरा 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 हरे गौरा 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 हरे
गौरा 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 हरे गौरा 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 हरे
नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम जय नित्यानंद राम
नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम जय नित्यानंद राम
निमानि थाय निमानि थाय निमानि थाय निमानि थाय
निमानि ताय निमानि ताय निमानि ताय जय निमानि ताय
जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे
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 जय मधुसूदन 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 जय मधुसूदन
जय मधुसूदन 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 जय मधुसूदन
जय माने मा माने मा माने मा जय माने मा
जय माने मा जय माने मा माने मा जय माने मा
जय गिरिराज महाराज
जय हो
गिरिराज महाराज
जय हो
गिरिराज महाराज जय गिरिराज महाराज
जय गिरिराज महाराज गिरिराज महाराज गिरिराज महाराज जय गिरिराज महाराज
जय राधा रमन राधा रमन राधे
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 रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे
रघुनंदन राघव राम हरे
श्रिया राम हरे श्रिया
राम हरे
सिया राम हरे सिया राम हरे सिया राम Hare Siya Rama Hare
Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare
Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare
Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jai Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Bolo Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Bolo Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai
Oh
Ram
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
So Gopal Krishna Maharaj is going to Vrindavan either today or tomorrow. So of course Prabhupada will look after him. We will appeal to Radharani to look after Gopal Krishna
Jai
Maharaj
Ho
and arrange for a yatra all the way to Golok. Okay. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham
Pyari Radhe, Pyaro Shyam, Pyaro Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Pyari Radhe Pyaro Shyam Pyaro Shri Vrindavan Dham
Oh Pyari Radhe, Pyaro Shyam, Pyaro Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Pyari Radhe Pyaro Shyam Pyaro Shri Vrindavan Dham
Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava, Deen Dayal.
Jai Govinda Jai Gopal Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal
Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava, Deen Dayal.
Jai Govinda Jai Gopal Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal
Oh, Deen Dayal Prabhu, Deen Dayal, Deen Dayal Prabhu, Madana Gopal.
Dina Dayal Prabhu Dina Dayal Dina Dayala Prabhu Madana Gopal.
Shyam Sundar
Jai ho.
Kanhaiya Lal Girivaradari Nanda Dulal.
Shyam Sundar Kanhaiya Lal Girivaradari Nanda Dulal.
Shyam Sundar Kanhaiya Lal Girivaradari Nanda Dulal.
Shyam Sundar Kanhaiya Lal Girivaradari Nanda Dulal.
Nanda Dulal Prabhu. Nanda Dulal Prabhu. Nanda Dulal.
Nanda Dulal Prabhu. Nanda Dulal. Nanda Dulal Prabhu. Nanda Dulal.
Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dindayal.
Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dinadayal.
Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jayo Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jai Vaishnav Thakur.
Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur.
Jayo Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jai Vaishnav Thakur.
Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Nitai Gora Haribol,
Nitai Gaur,
Haribol,
Nitai Gaur,
Haribol, Nitai Gora Haribol,
Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol. Haribol,
Haribo, oh,
Haribol,
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Nitai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari जय हो जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु परंपरा की जय सारा गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य श्रील हरदास ठाकुर की जय श्री श्री सच्चिदानंद निताय चांद की जय श्री श्री राधा माधव सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय ही झालेले श्रील गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज प्रयाण तीर्थ महोत्सव की जय हो इस्कॉन कॉवेंट्री की जय परमाराध्य पतितावन श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंदी ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द सिम्बलिटीज all glories to the simbolities all glories to the simbolities all glories all glories all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you. So, can we meditate on Gopal Krishna Maharaj making his journey? And anybody else who's not well, please think of them. Jaya Radhe was in a bad state last Sunday. And then on Wednesday, I think. Huh? She nearly. Pneumonia. Okay. She has got it. Before she had a trace of it. So then we'll pray for her and anybody else you have in mind. Please, let's pray for them. And Nrsingadev is very powerful. He does protect his devotee. He's called Bhaktavatsal. So now who's singing today? I think it's Gaurangi's turn. But she's not here, so she's going to miss out. Yeah.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Dala dalaine. Dala dalaine. Hiranyakashipu rakshaya. Kashipu Vakshaya Shilatankanakalaye Shilatankanakalaye Parato Nasingo Nasingo Parato Nasingo Yato yato yami tato nasingo. Yato yami tato nasingo. Bahe nasingo, hridaye nasingo. Bahe nasingo, hridaye nasingo. Nasingamadem sharanam prapade. Nasingamadem sharanam prapade. Tavatar kamalvare Lakagata shringaya Lalita hiranyakashipu Tanuvringake Shavatrita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kavakara Kamalavare Takara Gutta Shringaya Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringake Shavatrita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavatrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavaditya Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj 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 Prabhupada 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 Gurudev 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 Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.